Hey people, introduced 53 Faction War. This is Wrath of Baal and the Ordo Malleus versus Space Marines. For the blue Ordo Malleus team, Katla is a brother captain, a durable hero. Walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and support fighting in melee. Alongside Gatts with an Eversor assassin, a risk-reward melee brawler that explodes on death. And rounding off the team, massive Aboba with a Daemonhunter, a melee spellcaster with strong support and control, begins with an energy regeneration aura. Red Space Marine fellas, the Tenso with a force commander, very strong offense, fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support. Alongside Dice Roll with an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Rounding off the teams, Novacyt with a Techmarine, starts off with a bolt gun, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair with the Black Templars elite scheme. We've got some good old Blood Ravens here for Dice Roll as well. They are in the mid against that Eversor assassin. Customized Storm Bolter I see in their future to try and shut that guy down, I guess. East side, Force Commander taking a bunch of health off the Daemonhunter with Tactical Marines and Scout Bolters. West side, meanwhile, out of cover is the Techmarine. They've killed a Stormtrooper, but here comes that brother captain. Can soak up a bunch of damage early. We Are the Hammer is popped, boosting speed and damage resistance for nearby allies. Also gives himself damage resistance, but doesn't get the speed bonus unless he gets his slightly fancier sword. Looks like he's going to tie up the Tactical Marines. No big surprise there. Strike Squad in on the Techmarine and Shotgun Scouts. There's a Shotgun Blast. We do have the Stormtrooper Sergeant as well. He just saw the grenade thrown out there. Meanwhile, through the mid, the Apothecary got through. Strat Squad now chopping up some tacks, and there's the Eversor. Not sure how they got through so easily. Very odd. I'd expect the Eversor to sweep that first engagement. I guess the heal paid off. Those tacks somehow didn't drop a model. East side, meanwhile, eyeing Halo up very early for the Force Commander, making him very difficult to deal with early on. Double Scouts here too, double Stormtroopers. Massive Aboba off the field, and they can get onto the power here. Meanwhile, northwest, Wreck Point decapped. Double tacks, shooting up some Stormtroopers. They're down to 3 models, need to be careful. Just trying to peel a model off those tacks there. Shotgun Scouts coming back in. There's the blast on the Strike Squad, and there's double Kraken Bolts. 20% more damage versus heavy infantry, which is what Strike Squad are. Grenade and a retreat. Didn't drop another one, the Stormtroopers. Well played by Katla on that west side. Made some good progress and stole the power and nodes it. Decapped that Wreck Point too. Meanwhile, east side, Force Commander making some good progress. Bolt pistoling down some Stormtroopers. Tactical Flamer Marines. Bashing power. This is the southeast natural power for Ordo Malleus. Another gen comes in to replace. These are Gatts Strat Squad with the Tomes of Titan. And they can just stride all the way through onto the VP maybe. Meanwhile, through the mid, brother captain's here now to say hello. Assault Squad on the field for Dice Roll. Assault Squad also for Novacyt. And massive Aboba. Triple Stormtroopers into Interceptors here. So we may see the Force Command respond with a Thunderhammer in Tier 2. Or you know what? A Power Sword right now would do some work. Although, maybe they want to save as much energy as they can, so they may forego using Battle Cry in some engagements to keep that shield up. Assault Squad jumping in is enough to scare off the double Stormtroopers through the mid. Where's that Eversor? Got the decap on the VP, but they're trading power free. I don't think that's worth it at all. Here comes Katla trying to defend. Stormtroopers get jumped. Both of them knocked down. Almost every model knocked down there. Apothecary is not close enough to heal, I don't think. Grenades going in. Stormtroopers with a grenade for the Apothecary, but he's already left. He's got a Sanguine Chainsword. Now flees. Threw out the heal before they fled though. Sanguine Chainsword gives them a heal on hit. Really allows the Apothecary to stay in combat longer and brawl. But if he's just standing there capping the power point, they're not going to get those heals. It's been noded as well. Oh, noded back for the blue team. It wasn't the Apothecary decapping it and capping it and noding it. Assault squad with no losses there. Meanwhile, back to the east side. Daemonhunter, what's he up to? Oh, he's annoying the scouts with a warp rift just outside the base. We've got double sniper scouts here for the Tenso. These guys with shotguns on the way as well. Big scout plays. And those flame attacks still up. Getting some good usage out of that early Iron Halo, I think. Meanwhile, on the west side, Novacyt has pushed through. Oh, they cancelled the assault squad, I guess, for Devastators. Double assault marines here for dice roll. No upgrades yet for the Techmarine. Devastators with advanced targeting. Look at the damage of those Vengeance rounds. Grenade comes in though. Eversor gets out of there. Seems to be pushing the other sides, the Eversor. I guess they felt like this side needed some help. But I think the Eversor going to that northeast VP, which made Katla come across, is what started this kind of collapse of this west side here. The mid is very blue though. Look at this. They had the power even. They had the power even. Oh, it looks like it was Katla's strat squad that got that power or something. Seen a lot of movement between the lanes from the Ordo Malleus players. Those guys barely making it out. Actually, strat squad on retreat path from Gatts, flanking this side. There's double Kraken bolts though. That's a lot of DPS on that strat squad. Shotgun scouts and the Techmarine himself with his bolt gun. Devastators barely made it out. Here comes a brother captain to try and tie up some of those tacks. That was an operative's incendiary grenade, thanks to their fallback plan. And a grenade in from the stormtroopers there. 433-405 players started to think about their tier 2s. In fact, Gatts and Massive Aboba are like halfway and 3/4 of the way through their tier 2s. Interceptors having to do a lot of heavy lifting here for Massive Aboba. Stormtroopers great for peeling models off the scouts though. Interceptors getting in but dropping models, so that sniper rifle burst there. Force Commander has been diligent chasing them down, did not get a power sword up. Maybe we'll see that Thunderhammer to disrupt those interceptor fellas. Levels to 2 though. Through the mid, Apothecary's on this power again. Just healed the assault marines. Oh, they're on the base. Not just on the power, they are on the base. What are they up to? Double assault marines. They did drop one of them. No idea what these guys are doing. This is a bad fight to take, to even try to take. I guess just holding them up as long as possible. I mean, they didn't drop a model, so why not, right? That was a Purification Rites heal, I think. Yes, it was. Yeah, it gave the tax time to bash and decap. I don't think they're going to be able to cap, though. Strat squad here with a Justicar squad leader. Gets a power sword, I'm pretty sure. Well, a force sword, I guess. That does power melee damage. Daemonhunter's down. Drop pod came in for more tax in the Tenso's army. Looks like they did drop their shotgun scouts at some point. Unless they never actually got those shotguns, but I think they did. Eversor still level 1. And now we have a Rhino for Gatts with a las cannon mounted on top. Maybe you should have kept that in their back pocket. Now you just kind of giving the red team a reason not to get a vehicle up, and then you're stuck with this las cannon. I guess they can still bash power with it and stuff. That Rhino will allow that Ordo Malleus infantry to reinforce in the field. Techmarine's going to go down if it's not careful. There's hot shot las guns. Almost got it done. Couldn't quite get it done. They got grenades though. There's one. There's another. Can they burst down these tacks now? Take a model. Strat squad very determined to get the power capped, and they did. Dropped a couple of models doing it, but they've noded it, which is just a little distraction, I guess. Flame attacks coming in from dice roll to burn it down. And now we have Gatts breaking out the mid. Still no war gear for the Eversor. We do have plasma guns in play though for the stormtroopers. What about the other fellas? Yep, both with plasma guns. Rhino also has that pintle mounted storm bolter on front. I think it's 25 DPS, that storm bolter. Was going on east side. Wreck point was decapped. Looks like Some of Dice Roll scouts here helping cap stuff. Here's another Rhino, this one with a heavy bolter turret though for massive Aboba. So we need to see those anti-vehicle responses. Looks like the flame attacks are getting a missile launcher. The other guys are maybe being reserved to turn into Stern Guard because they have their sergeant already. Back to the mid. It's all quiet. Back to the eastern front where it's not so quiet. Almost level 3 Force Commander. There he goes, there's level 3. As you can see, alongside that heavy bolter turret, which is 55 DPS, if you get both of those weapons firing on a single entity, it's a decent amount of DACA. Scouts dropping models. Here come missile launch attacks, and of course, as a Force Commander, the Tenso has access to 4D Emperor Global for a 25% damage bonus. There's one hit. There are double Stormtroopers here to repair. Vengeance round Stern Guard. Nope, switching back to Hellfire. But they're shooting the wrong target with their Hellfire. Interceptors in there with their Justicar for the disruptive teleport. Ordo Malleus sweeping across the map, actually. And Psych Out grenades to suppress and de-energy the Force Commander. That's going to be really good for his Iron Halo to mess it up. Meanwhile, Northwest Power, huge fight. Operatives barely getting away there, I think. They did retain their power, I believe. Or did they just take it back? Eversor's running away on the top right of your screen there. Looks like a drop pod came in for Novacyt. Shotgun scouts going off those Stormtroopers. I think they can break out here. Double Assault Marines could do a huge amount of work if they're used well. That was a good banishment. Messed up those attacks pretty well. Last cannon devs here to try and shoot down this Rhino. Rat Squad got a few hits on them, but then ran off. We need to try and make it so they don't... Oh, what was this that went down? Was that a Razorback? There's a dead Marine in it. I think Novacyt had a Razorback that I never even knew existed. I'm good at my job. Force Commander's level 3 now with Artificer Armor, so it's really tough and tanking and annoying to deal with. He needs to put his shield down here though so he can get some energy back. Angels of Death for dice roll. Double Melter Bomb on the Rhino and rear armor hits from a missile launcher. The Rhino has popped smoke though, but it doesn't help against the las cannon. Down it goes. Space Marines could get some momentum here. Oh, looks like 4D Emperor was up on the Stern Guard to help take it down. 4D Emperor is so good. Got a pretty short cooldown, I think, as well. Force Commander's got a Power Fist now. Eversor runs. Eversor with no war gear, by the way. Oh, down goes the Rhino. That's kind of doing work. Taking both the Rhinos out. Purifiers are up for Gatts. I can't select... There they are. Don't have their Justicar yet, but those guys will have Power Melee Force Swords. All the way through onto the power immediately. Double Stormtroopers left your screen. Oh, triple. Quad Stormtroopers, all with their Acolytes and Plasma Guns, I think. Comes a drop pod. Novacyt drops a Venerable Dreadnought in. That's going to be a problem. This thing unique to Techmarine. A close combat walker. Got huge strength. Just got melter bombed by the operatives there. Has a massive pile of hit points and can charge. 1750 at level 1, this thing. Got the captain with the Nemesis Demon Hammer. Help deal with the double Assault Marines. Really surprised we've seen nothing from the Eversor. Where's the kill zone? Where's the Eviscerator Axe? Where's his Neuro Gauntlet? Just help slice through these Assault Marines. Maybe they wanted the Purifiers up first. Maybe they want their own Dreadnought as well. Venerable Dreadnought charging through and using Emperor's Fist there. I don't know why the Strat's got a chase in it. Here comes the support from Novacyt. Double Kraken Bolts. Eversor needs to be careful. Katla now with a Purgation Squad on the way to get some kind of anti-vehicle going, I guess. Maybe the Brother Captain will decap over here. No, they want to smack the power down, I think. East side, what's going on? Force Commander runs. You have a Grey Knight Dreadnought for massive Aboba. And that could be under threat, because the Tenso has Stern Guard, missile attack, double missile attacks, and a Power Fist. There's a hell of a lot of anti-vehicle. And they kind of just played into it by getting that Dreadnought up. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention though. Was the Dreadnought up before the Power Fist came in? I mean, even if it wasn't, they had missile attacks and Stern Guard and a Force Commander that can buff things. Not sure. Maybe they're just trying to, you know, get that Dreadnought up, force the Tenso to engage, and counter that way with interceptors and stuff. The Daemonhunter himself with Force Rod and Armor of Fortitude for that indomitable east side contested power being retaken by the Space Marines. Novacyt continues to push this VP. They do have a conversion beamer now, Katla, to shoot down the Dreadnought maybe. Dreadnought still stomping around just fine. Needs some repairs. Mr. Techmarine? Hello? No repairs, okay. There we go, he was repairing. Apothecary with an anointed power axe. Level 3. There's the melters on the Dreadnought. There's a las cannon as well. I don't think it's going to last very long, you guys. Armor of Purity was also up. They're trying to repair it. Interceptors in on the las cannon. I think just chainswords and power axe took it down there. We have a Vindicator Assassin for Gatts again. Maybe a questionable choice when there's double assault marines here. There's getting some shots in unopposed at the moment. There's a psych out grenade. There's the jump though. Yeah, now he's in trouble. Crack, crack, crack. Look at the damage they did. That was only one of them jumping in there. Purifies in retreat. They have their Justicar with that big old demon hammer. 299 to 138. The Tenso goes tier 3. Novacyt already there, of course. They got that venerable Dreadnought up. He's having a good time, I think. Massive Aboba not having a good time. These are Katla's strike squad getting away. VP turns red. 2 to 1 for Space Marines. Have some VPs to make up though, but they've got solid rosters on the field. And there's Dice Roll going tier 3 as well. And they have the red for Terminators, I think. Yes, they do. The Tenso almost has the red for Terminators. Angels of Death, they are committing to this fight then. As soon as you see Angels of Death pop up, you can maybe choose to back off and make them waste it a bit. But when there's assault marines jumping on you, much easier said than done. Interceptors coming in. Vindicator able to get a good few shots off here, you know. Assault squad jumping out. Looks like they had 40 Emperor on them. Maybe lucky not to drop a model, those guys. Interceptors want to get something off from there. They got one. Wow, they only got one. Still no war gear for the Eversor Assassin against double assault marines. Kind of disappointing. I mean, obviously they've spent the resources elsewhere. It's not like they're on the table. But would have loved to have seen one of his power weapons in play. And his Chem Cloud grenades and stuff. Be some really cool stuff he can do against enemy melee. 269, 138. They are going straight to the mid here, Ordo Malleus, trying to break out immediately. There's a melter bomb on the Venerable. Looks like the Vindicator switching to turbo penetrator rounds. There we go. Now getting good damage on a Dreadnought. Conversion beamer also getting shots in. Maybe they can get the Dreadnought down here. But the captain with a big old demolishing strike. Oh, the Venerable Dreadnought charged away. Daemonhunter runs. Librarian, I think, gets taken out. Yes, well played, Ordo Malleus. They basically nullified the Venerable and made Novacyt kind of micro it out and stuff. Which I'm sure took some of their attention away from other things they could have been doing. The Vindicator's done well, actually. Assault Marines haven't been all over it like I thought they would. Here comes that brother captain. There's that demolishing strike again. And Predator tank for Novacyt. Dice roll with a Land Raider Redeemer on the way. 180, 138. Terminators. It is indeed Terminators for the Tenso. Did not go for assault Terminators there. the captain must flee. So it was a decent push, but short-lived gains there for the Ordo Malleus team. Katla gives up. I'm just getting Terminators now, Paladins now. Still nothing for this Eversor. Poor bastard. Pops the Psychon. And that was a Purification right seal there. Camera freaked out a second. I think it was my fault. Interceptors on the way for massive Aboba. I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff to intercept. They got las cannon, they got tax, they got double scout snipers, stern guard, turbo penetrator. Getting shots in on the Terminators. They should be using Exodus rounds, I believe. There's that target acquired thing. Gives you vision of the unit for a few seconds after shooting it. Purifies in there. Doing good work against the stern guard. Getting a model. Dice Roll does have their Land Raider up there, and there it is. And that's a massive deal. With the amount of heavy armor they have out, supported by an Apothecary and a Land Raider, can retreat back to that Land Raider, reinforce off it, get health regen off it. There's an orbital. A mistimed orbital, I feel like. I think you want to have a good big push alongside the orbital. And there wasn't really one. They barely even had to like leave. 74, 138. There's a lot of dead Purifiers over there. Oh, that's because the Purifiers died. I was just nattering away and not paying attention to that. Another demolishing strike for the brother captain, then he goes down. Venerable Dreadnought's going to just been chilling out for a while. Yeah, they need to leave the mid, I think. Ordo Malleus, they need to push the other side. Meanwhile, though, sneaky scouts that are great at this stuff. Stormtroopers are in dereliction of their duty. Are they going to react? Don't know where Katla's attention is right now. Double plasma attacks here for Novacyt. They flanked around onto the Vindicare here. And they got too close to the tank as well. Orbital number 2. Again, I don't think it's going to do too much. There's Angels of Death. I don't think they needed it, but GG, I guess, says Katla. Paladin's coming out, but it's going to be... it's Terminator's coming out, sorry, but it's going to be a bit late. They might not even finish. Oh, they're not bothering to actually build them. Cancelling and building, cancelling and building. Yeah, it's the concede. Oh, they actually ran out of VPs, fair enough. Let me see these heroes. Brother Captain level 2. Did some decent work with the hammer, I think. Eversor Assassin. No war gear for this guy. I think they could have done huge amounts of work in the mid against those double assault marines and stuff. They kind of struggled to deal with them. And he has good tools for that. Daemonhunter level 2. Empyrean Brain Mines at the end. Okay then. Level 6 Force Commander with the fist and stuff. That early Iron Halo, really early. Was that his first? Oh, he's got a teleporter pack now. Was that Iron Halo the first power purchase for the Tenso? Did some great work with it. Level 6 Apothecary. Was kind of aggro melee Apothecary. I'd like to see it. And Novacyt solid with a Techmarine. Level 4. Had a Venerable Dreadnought. What else can you ask for in life? Look at him. He's a beast. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players for taking part in a faction war. And the Tenso for running lobbies and getting me replays so we can all enjoy them. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.